Organisers catching up with the timetable delays here at Thruxton and getting ready to watch round 11 of the F4 British Championship. Heading to the start line are Phil Glue and Richard John Neal.
Thanks very much, Steve. Bet you can't guess who won yesterday. Begins with Deegan Fairclough and it ends with Deegan Fairclough, doesn't it, at the same time? This is the partial reverse grid. Here's how they line up. And pole position goes to Alex Berg, qualified 12th, so he takes pole. Mika Abrahams alongside, then Leo Robinson and Martin Molnar. Jan Sway next up from Alex Ninovic. James Higgins and Reza Seaworth are next from Abby Pulling and Zach Schooler. Then Jack Sherwood and pole position man for later on Deegan Fairclough. Rowan Campbell-Pilling is next with Kai Darianani for company. They're followed by Chloe Chong and Nina Gaidman. Yu Hao Fu is next up from Ella Lloyd, who has our onboard camera. Then it's August Raber due to start, but isn't. We'll come to that in a minute. And Maxwell Dodds completing the grid for round 11. So August Raber, having an incident yesterday, had coming together with his teammate. His teammate Zach Schooler basically hit a sausage curb, dreadful things, went up and knocked August into a partial roll, and he's not been cleared medically. He's got a hand issue, I think, so
yeah, he's not had a good weekend. Obviously, he rolled over on top of the barrier yesterday and now got a bit of pain in his hand, which he can't grip the steering wheel tight enough, so they've not let him race, which, yeah, real shame for him, but we're looking forward to seeing him back at the next one.
Absolutely right. There is Chloe Chong in the number 11 car run by JHR, but front row grid. There's always a chance for a driver maybe to bag a first win. Alex Berg on pole position. Mika Abrahams has already won a reverse grid race this season, and he lines up alongside. It's Berg on the left of shot, red and white. Mika Abrahams looking sort of purposely lined up as well. Leo Robinson in the 33 on the inside of row 2 will be keen to get a swift getaway. We look right the way down the grid. I think they're all moving, which is great, and it's Alex Berg that gets away well from Abrahams in P2, but look at them behind, 3, 4 wide as they go into Allard for the first time and down towards the complex, and it's going to be a big sort out for those podium positions in the early stages, Phil. And coming through, it's Ninovic up into 3rd place. Yeah. Where has he come from?
Ninovic made a very, very good start, managed to go on the outside. I think he's kept 3rd position, so now he's going to be chasing down Abrahams. Oh, there's big contact. Yeah. That's Sherwood who's been taken out, and I think it's his teammate Pulling. And one of the XL cars, obviously, is the only one there now, which is Schooler. Yeah. So, yeah, that was really unfortunate as they went through the second part of the chicane. All came together. Yeah, Sherwood's had a bit of a nightmare going through that chicane this weekend. On board with Ella Lloyd here. But, yeah, safety car.
Yeah, well, so much happening in those first few corners. Many drivers will tell you if lap 1 is satisfactory, then a lot of drivers will breathe a sigh of relief here at Thruxton to get that first lap out of the way. Some people will say if you get the complex out of the way, they're happy. The Campbell-Cobb-Seagrave complex, and that was the bit where the incident happened as we arrive at safety car time. Torrid weekend, isn't it, for XL, the new team in the championship this year. And August Raber will want to see his teammate doing much, much better than that. It's a shame.
I just saw the team manager of this team as well, and they've spent all night fixing both those cars after the incident yesterday. And look at it, it's out on lap 1, not even made turn 4. And Sherwood is out there. He's had a pretty big impact into the wall there. We'll have to see that again. I'm pretty sure there was 3 trying to take the same bit of circuit, and they've all come together. So if we look further back, you've got the yellow Rodin car as well as the pink Rodin car, and in the middle, or no, actually Schooler was trying to go on the outside, and each had been collected as well. So we'll see another angle of that in a second. Have another look at the start. You can see Ninovic further back on row 3 managed to make a very good start, went to the outside and managed to go on the outside of 3, 4 cars there.
Wow. Ninovic was very good at making up places yesterday. He was very disappointed with qualifying, but he's not going to be disappointed with his starting there, as you said, round the outside. I was looking at the inside, great awareness from him. Let's see how this unfolds again.
Yeah, so there's Sherwood going around the outside. Oh, and then he's tried to take his line and had a bit of contact with, I think, one of the Argenti cars. And then it's just turned, pulling round into Sherwood, and then also taken out Schooler as well. So and we have a red flag.
Oh yeah, red, so that'll get cleared up. There's Abby Pulling in pit lane. Abby had a very impressive 2nd place yesterday in the fastest off the front race, drove very, very well indeed. It was an interesting race to watch, and so many drivers who qualified out of position yesterday making good progress through the field. Likes of Max Dodds, who's at the back of the grid, made up quite a few places yesterday, which was good. And it's disheartening for a driver to qualify at the back, but great if they can get some confidence and make some progress.
He actually didn't do any laps in qualifying, Max Dodds. His fuel pump went, so he didn't do any laps at all, so he's had to start at the back of the races. But here we go again, on board with Ella Lloyd. Pretty good start there. Obviously we're going to see the action in front as well as they go through turn 1, which is absolutely flat out. Going around the outside of one of the Fortec cars.
Nina Gaben.
Yeah, Gaben on the right. She's got another Fortec car in front, I think, and you can see there's lots locking up as they go into the hardest braking zone. And then look ahead in front, you can see there's so many cars trying to take that same bit of circuit. She did very well there to avoid all of that. Great bit of driving. Yeah,
it was. Ella, who's, I say, onboard camera, has had some really good performances in terms of overtakes, position gain, qualifying well at times as well. And a relative newcomer hasn't gone through the usual route that drivers go through in terms of karting, but proved that you don't necessarily need to do that. Might be a lot of mums and dads hanging on their words saying, oh, we shouldn't have wasted our money, we could have come in a bit later. But Ella's done horse riding, show jumping, skiing as well, been a top sports person in whatever she's done. Shame to have lost Jack Sherwood. We're going to have another look. I'll come back to Jack Sherwood in a minute, but have another look at Complex.
It's
what
just
happened?
three going for that same line that all got squeezed, and unfortunately Schooler was doing nothing wrong and just got collected as he was trying to turn into turn 4. But yeah, it was Sherwood's on the outside coming across. I think it was Campbell Pilling, and then that's obviously also pulling as well. Got collected by, Campbell Pilling actually carried on. I don't think he'd got any damage, so he's got away with that, but he was the guy in the middle that couldn't really do a great deal.
Yeah, I was having a chat with Rowan about 20 minutes before the cars came together. He's a little character, is Rowan, and he's running and his other half running a charity karting event in a couple of weeks for Sheffield Children's Hospital. So we wish them very well with that and thank them for their work. I was joking about Rowan, all for charity, mate. He didn't know what I was, totally different age, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
But he was looking blankly at me. But a lot of drivers do, to be absolutely fair. But going back to the...
That's not what you're saying, making them look blank.
Jack Sherwood was shame to lose him. We'll go on board with Ella and have another look at Ella's racing.
Yeah, we'll see her warm-up procedure now. So she's going to be trying to get as much heat into the front tyres as possible. As you can see, working hard on the steering wheel. The rear tyres get warm very easily because obviously they're rear-wheel drive. So it's just trying to use a bit of the throttle and try and make the car wheel spin a little bit, not too much because it can damage the tyres, especially around an abrasive circuit like Thruxton. Very, very hard on tyres. We've seen it over the years where you do get a lot of punctures because there's a lot of right-handers. The left-hand side of the car takes an absolute pounding. So, yeah, it's all about not striking any of the curbs too early in the race when the pressures are a little bit lower.
Yeah, tyres are key around here, aren't they? Deegan Fairclough was telling me just before he's gone out on, I can't use the word, tyres. He said, oh, sorry. Bless him. He's aware, though.
Yeah.
He's aware of... so, yeah, he'll start on pole for the third race of the weekend. But for this one, obviously, partial reverse starts in 12. And the incident you get there, you can have that in a fastest off the front race as well as reverse grids. I know the non-fans of reverse grid racing will say, oh, that's because it happened because you got faster drivers coming through. But equally, the faster drivers potentially have that experience to be able to deal with that sort of situation as well. So I like the partial reverses personally. It's
good experience for them as well because a lot of the categories going further forward in single-seaters also do the reverse grids all the way up to F2. So, they need to do it and they need to learn how to try and make up as many places as possible. So Ella Lloyd again, that's our onboard car, as we can see, coming up to the grid, lining it up, making sure they don't go over their line, placing the car perfectly in that box, which is done beautifully there.
Vice champion in Ginetta GT5 last year, Ella Lloyd, so earning her place on the grid, and had some good races so far. We're ready for a second go. Alex Berg in red and white, left of screen, and Mika Abrahams alongside Leah Robinson in third. Berg gets away again, very well indeed. Super start from him. The one that's lost out really from the restart is Ninovic, I think, who doesn't manage to make the sweep around the outside because the top three got a second bite at the cherry, and it's Robinson going for P2.
Yeah, Robinson got a good start there. I think he's managed to get it done into P2 there. Or is that, no, that's Abrahams that's still in P2, and Robinson third. I think Ninovic is still trying to fight his way back up, and that's Higgins as well in the mix.
Yeah, Higgins has got the Rodin, the black Rodin car with the blue trim on the back. He's having a go as well, coming under pressure from Sway, the Chinese driver, who of course won the reverse grid race last time out. But Alex Berg, super start from him, 2 out of 2 for Berg. He's going to be well pleased with that.
Yeah, and look, Ninovic as well, trying to get a run as they come through Goodwood. And he's now managed to get the inside as they approach Church, which is the fastest part of the circuit. Let's see if he's managed to make that move stick. We think he has. Ninovic, yes, he's through, and Seaworthen has got the run as well.
Is that a bit of wing flying off? Something flying off, bit of detritus coming off the cars as we get a couple of cars going side by side. Rowan Campbell pilling, Yamput Sway in the mix as well. The lock-up's a big feature here, particularly when you come up Woodham Hill. Yeah,
there's the two Argenti cars there running side by side, which allowed one of them to lock up. As you can see, the Fortec car, Darren Arney, trying to get past Campbell Pilling there and bringing his teammate into the mix as well.
Yeah, Nina Gateman, who is getting better and better, faster and faster round by round, was just shy. She was actually on for a potential rookie podium last time out. Ella Lloyd in the mix here, about to try and make a move through. So Ella right in the... this is what you get when you come to Thruxton and watch trackside. In the early stages, very close racing, particularly when they come up Woodham Hill into the club chicane. It is absolutely frantic. It's why we had the incidents yesterday.
As we come through Noble here, you can get a nice run into Goodwood if you're on the inside. As you can see, Pulling struggling a little bit. Someone's going around the outside there.
That's Max Dodds.
Yeah, Max Dodds just clipped the grass there. A great move to get past 2 of them there. He is on a mission. He's on 4 new tyres here, so we should see him coming through the field, because obviously he did no laps in qualifying. So he's in the tow now of another car in front. As you can see, Ella Lloyd trying to get past Pulling. Maybe Pulling's got some damage from that first lap incident.
Yeah, Abby's car clearly not happy. Great that she's back out on track. So it's the battle between the two of them now. Ella Lloyd looks to the outside as they come into the chicane.
She's done it.
Yeah, good move by Ella Lloyd. Lovely shot from our onboard camera as well. A great choice. Chloe Chong now in front. Ella loses out and heads into the pits.
Oh, what a shame. I don't know whether she had damage from that instant, or because that was a quick decision after having that bit of contact and then straight into the pits.
Well, so yeah, it took us all a little bit by surprise, but Gateman will continue her chase of Darian Arney. Rowan Campbell Pilling in 10th place. Berg still out front. Mika Abraham's fastest man on track as the JHR Developments crew get stuck in, try and work out. Thumbs up, away we go. Damage limitation now, though. Ella's not going to get into the points here or get any points in terms of making places gained from his starting position.
So you can see Dodge just went a little bit wide. Oh, so she's taking a front wing off. Well, we missed that. So great decision there. She saw it go straight into the pits.
That was quick, wasn't it?
She needs a safety car now to bring her back onto the back of the field.
Her brain worked so quickly there, didn't it, to get into pit lane? That I take my house off to her. Very, very quick decision.
I doubt some of the boys would have thought that quick.
Probably not. So Berg's still out front. Abraham's in P2 is quickest. That's good for him. He'll get the signal, of course, to say that he's got the pace over Berg, but he's got to try and catch him and reel him in. One thing I love about Thruxton is it does give you a good single-seater race at this level.
It certainly does, yeah. You get a massive tow as well. As soon as you come out of this complex, you manage to pick up a slipstream, which takes you all the way to the next braking zone, which is the final chicane, which we tend to see a lot of moves. As you can see, there's Seaworthen on the back of, I think that's Molnar there, because Fairclough has gone through. I think he's already through. Seaworthen past Molnar and going to chase his teammate Fairclough. So they're in 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Deegan's becoming more and more of a character as you go into the season, and again we'll talk about that later. Let's have a look.
Great move there from Fairclough, yeah. Very late on the brakes, managed to get through, and then that obviously held up Molnar as they went through the second part of the chicane, which allowed Seaworthen to go on. And fastest lap from Fairclough as well. He's on a mission.
He is, yeah. This again, he's aimed for this. He said, you know, yeah, podium would be lovely, a win would be terrific as well, but the key thing is to make places up, get into the points. He knows that a win is probably going to be difficult at best, so really make it, you get points for every place gained from where you start in the reverse grid race. So if he could pull a few more points on Ninovic, then he'll be happy. He's very nearly, Phil, we were talking about this before the race started, very nearly 2 races clear in the points already.
It's impressive, isn't it? The fastest lap, though, has just been taken away from him by the leader, Berg. So good effort from him out front, no slipstream. pushing his own air and managed to do an 11.8. I think you said earlier the fastest lap, or the lap record is a 10.8 from Dunn, which was a couple of years ago. So let's see if any of these guys can manage to beat the lap record in this race.
Yeah, that's going to be key to see. Alex Dunn, of course, now a McLaren junior as well. My focus goes to Robinson in third place, who hasn't had a podium yet, and I don't want to put the curse of the commentary team on him. Notice I include you in that now as well. But he is, potentially on for a podium. A Berg first win, maybe a first podium for Robinson as well. Lots of ifs and buts. We've still got 14 minutes to go and plenty of racing going on here. As on the inside of Sway goes Deegan Fairclough. Sway knew that was going to happen. Sway with the yellow background number. First-year driver. Spoke to him earlier on. He's happy to be leading the first year, the rookie driver category for this year, but he said, you know what, I want to be further up. It's like that reverse grid race syndrome. The drivers will take the wins, but they actually prefer winning fastest off the front. Same with Sway. He's got to drive with more experience going through here.
Yeah, great move here. He's managed to get the toe all the way up the hill after coming out of church. Managed to get himself on the inside, outbraked him as well. And now is Seaworth and his teammate going to try as well to follow through as he did previously, but that great move and managed to get a good clean run out of the chicane as well.
Sway is the top rookie incidentally in this one. Molnar second, Campbell Pilling third in the rookie category, which is very, very strong. We've seen all the drivers at some point, vying for podium positions in the rookie category. I look back over the break between Snetterton and now, and I can't see a stronger rookie year. Phil,
absolutely. Yeah, no, it's very, very tricky, very hard for these rookies to compete against the second-year drivers, second or third-year drivers in some cases. But we're now seeing Reza Seaworthen all over the back of Sway, with Reza has actually set the fastest lap as well, 11.6. So let's see if he can make a move going into the next braking zone, as we've got Campbell Pilling and Molnar as well, and Darren Arney all battling away for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th.
Yeah, they're out of the points, but they'll still want to try and improve on their starting positions, which is going to be absolutely crucial, isn't it? So Sway leading the rookies at the moment from Campbell Pilling, Molnar, Nina Gateman fourth again in the rookies. So he's not far away from getting a first rookie podium. I don't think it's going to happen very soon. These cars incidentally take a little bit of a break from us on the touring car support. They're away at Silverstone on the Grand Prix circuit next weekend. And then they've got a few weeks' time, they go to Zandvoort in Holland, and then they rejoin us. We've got to wait all the way to Knockhill before we see these cars again with us on the touring cars.
Yeah, so they'll go to the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, then they'll go to another F1 track of Zandvoort, and then they'll come to Knockhill. That'll be a shock for them.
Yeah, or maybe when we get to that round, talk about some of the reactions I got from the drivers about Knockhill, what their thoughts on it were, because they'd just come back from the test when we did the media day, and some of them were interesting. In fact, that was one of the comments indeed that we had, but it's a great track, and many of them love it. Many of them say, it's like a little kart track, I love it.
Yeah, no, it is a great circuit, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, arch rivals here, Ninovic and Fairclough, back again, racing together. We've obviously seen some incidents over the last few weekends. We saw one at Brands, we saw it at Snetterton. They are not the best of friends. They're obviously in rival teams with Rodin and Hitech, who are always battling out the front for the championship, both in the teams and the drivers. But let's see if they can keep it clean here at Thruxton.
Yeah, friends or not, I think they probably don't want to get intertwined with each other socially, because there is that battle going on. From our point of view, it's exactly what you want, isn't it? Two drivers having a good season, and we can say that now because we're well into the season, but having a fight out. And obviously Fairclough's got nothing to lose at the moment because he's those 48 points clear coming into this race. Ninovic, though, seems to keep pulling things out of the bag, and I'm mindful of Louis Sharp, who incidentally is here this weekend, took last year's championship by keep pinging away. And there's always going to be that danger, isn't there, for Fairclough, that Ninovic can keep pinching points off of him. And circuits go up and down, don't they, in terms of some teams are better at circuits than others. Having said that, the Rodin team, or Carlin as was, have the most wins here in this formula with 9. Hitech now with 8. Berg with Fortec. Fortec certainly no slouches here. They've had 6 wins here at Thruxton. 5 wins, beg your pardon. Looking for the 6th win with Berg out front at the moment.
Here we go. They're coming up to the complex. You can see Ninovic's defending hard. Fairclough is absolutely on a mission to try and get past. Ninovic's just made a little bit of a mistake there going wide, which is now going to allow Fairclough to get a very good run coming out of the complex. As you can see, he's a lot closer. He's going to pick up the slipstream because they're absolutely flat out from now on as they go through Noble into Goodwood. He might be able to make a move, but I think he's going to have a think about trying to go round the outside as they come into the next chicane, although he is quite close. I don't think he's going to be close enough coming up to Church, but this will just give him the slipstream as long as he doesn't make a mistake as they turn in for Church over the bump on the apex, run the exit curve very lightly, and now in the slipstream. Is he close enough? He actually doesn't look like he's quite close enough, to be fair.
It's not quite there yet. I looked at both sets of tyres before we came to the race, and I think Ninovic is racing on slightly degraded rubber or more worn rubber rather than maybe saving the new rubber for a little bit later on. So by my reckoning, that makes him on relatively equal equipment to Fairclough. So this is kind of a straight fight. Maybe, of course, Fairclough maybe knows a little bit more about the track, having raced here last year, and the team have a good number of wins here, but this is relatively even terms. But you can see Fairclough closing up. Chloe Chong has a moment, is sideways across that. It's very worrying to see, but the cars do this year have the radios, so they will be being told, so there should be awareness in terms of marshalling as well, that Chloe is there and the car prone across the circuit at the moment. And that's going to put a stop to any overtaking, we hope. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it just ran a little bit wide coming out of the chicane on the brakes, which allowed the car to slide back around, but unfortunately facing towards the wall. Now I think we're good.
Chloe's got it going.
Then they've got the safety car out. What a shame.
Yeah, to be fair to the officials, they've got to do that, but they can effectively bring the safety car in next time. And also, to be fair to Chloe, that's an oft-seen thing here at Thruxton, that spin there. Many times I've seen drivers do that.
That is going to allow, like I said, when Ella Lloyd came into the pits for a front wing change, that's going to allow her back into the race now with that safety car, and there's still just under 8 minutes left. So let's see if we can have a race to the end now.
Yeah, Berg has a half-second lead over Abraham, so he gets another stab at it, and it just starts to break the concentration of the drivers, doesn't it, which is interesting. Robinson could have done without that in third because he's got James Higgins behind him. The saving grace perhaps is Ninovic and Fairclough behind, who might be keen to have a go at James Higgins, another of the Rodin drivers. But there is Berg in the 48 Fortec car. It'd be great to see Fortec bag a first win of the season. In the meantime, here is Ella.
Yeah, back on board with Lloyd, and she is going to be back in this race, so they're all going to close up. Hopefully we won't see the safety car out for long. The lights should go out probably in a lap or half a lap, and then we can see a great battle, hopefully.
Always puzzles me with safety cars. You get the drivers who are maybe had an issue and some way back. Admittedly, there's nothing unsafe on track, but they're not going at normal safety car speed.
No, and these lights, as you can, exactly. But you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to go flat out until obviously you can't go too fast through where the yellow zone was, or the double yellow flags, which is actually finished now because Chong got going. And they have put the safety car lights out straight away, so that's good news for the viewers. Yep. We get to see some racing again with 6.5 minutes left.
New lights on the safety car as well, by the way. They are police grade standard lights. The other ones, after 20 years, Scott Stringfellow and Kieran were telling me, have now been retired, and they've got new top grade lights on the Porsche safety car there.
Just a different colour.
Slightly different colour, yeah, but new kit invested after, and great, that amazing life of the previous one, 20 years. But enough of that, we're getting ready to race. We're on board with Ella Lloyd for the restart, trying to close down on Chloe Chong, who had the spin. Meanwhile, at the front, the restart is taken by Alex Berg, who continues to lead here at Thruxton. Mika Abraham second, Leo Robinson third, James Higgins, Alex Ninovic, Deegan Fairclough, Johan Sway in seventh leads the rookies, and Reza Seaworthen next up in eighth position.
Are we going to see him move? No, he's run a little bit wide. Robinson's run wide, lost a load of places. So Higgins and Ninovic and Fairclough has gone through, so he's just outbraked himself, gone straight on. Real shame for Leo Robinson. He was on for a podium there, but that's given a break for the top two of Berg and Abraham. So let's see if Abrahams can take it to Berg. But you can see here, he's gone to the outside of Abrahams and just outbraked himself off the circuit, lost 3 or 4 places.
How much race rhythm is lost when you get a safety car and then a restart?
Yeah, it's more the tyre temp that you lose, so you don't have the same grip that you had when you were going flat out. So that's the difficulty for the drivers, especially the ones that are new to the championship. They've lost that feeling of the grip that they had before. But you do lose a little bit of rhythm, but it's all about getting back into it as soon as you can. But that'll be more to do with tyre temp. As you can see, the two Rodin car is going side by side. Ninovic round the outside of Higgins. Lock up as well, but Higgins has got to run back on his teammate. Is he going to get back through, coming into the next complex? But yeah, Fairclough is now going to be trying to attack Higgins because he's going to be getting back with his championship rival.
Yeah, these three drivers, top three in the championship, and we thought the season may well play out between the two of them. Higgins trying to get back in. He's got the danger of leaving the door open, and Fairclough does not need more than half a gap, does he, to go and have a little step through. He's very close. He's starting to build a little bit of a run up now. Is Fairclough, but we've got Robinson still in the mix as well behind, and technically the pressure is off Robinson, so he can just feel free to have a little stab here, and that's what Fairclough is going to do. Have a look, see how the cars just jostle there, and Fairclough is on the edge of that car.
I thought Leo Robinson was going to have a go on Fairclough then going into Goodwood. He's definitely on a mission since he's made his mistake going into the complex, but he had a little bit of a wobble coming out of Noble, but he's back on Fairclough already. He is flying, isn't he? He wants to get those places back.
He does. I think Seaworthen having a good race there with Sway as well, just a little bit out of shot. Berg has made a good restart. So the seventh lock up there from Higgins. He's under big pressure at the moment. Through goes Robinson. The Argenti car's going through as well. Campbell putting the leading, no, it's not the leading Argenti car, Sway. Seaworthen is now in front of Sway. Campbell putting a Martin Molnar in 10th place out of the points. Is Molnar at the moment with 3 minutes left on the clock, but Berg's done everything right at the front as we look at Rowan Campbell-Pilling chasing Yuanpud Sway. Back to the complex though, and Higgins still under pressure from Deegan Fairclough, who will have points. He's in the overall points and has improved on his 12th place start, so either way he's going to be happy about that, but perhaps not so happy that Ninovic is a couple of places ahead. Yeah,
Ninovic has managed to pull away a little bit there from Higgins, Fairclough, Robinson, Seaworthen battle. So this is a four-way battle now between those guys, but now Seaworthen is putting pressure on Leo Robinson whilst Fairclough is trying to still get past Higgins.
Robinson's still doing well. He'll be a little bit distraught about losing that potential podium position, but it's all learning experience. This is a great view. Love the view up Woodham Hill. Even better when you've got some great single-seaters coming up there as he makes the move on the inside. Oh. Look how close that was and how he had to jam the brakes on there. Again, you don't want to see cars launched. He's in front, but has he lost enough momentum to lose a place?
Yeah, looks like Leo Robinson's managed to get through past them all, but that was a bit of good driving there from Fairclough. He avoided having any contact. He could see that Higgins was still there even after the lock-up, and he managed to just avoid him, which then had to send him over the sausage curve, launched him in the air. But now you can see there's Seaworthen. He's trying to get past Higgins there, and you've got Molnar and Campbell-Pilling as well putting pressure on them, but you can see now down the inside, great move, another lock-up from Higgins. Higgins still tried to turn in. Fairclough gave enough space, had to run wide, but unfortunately hit the curve, lost momentum. Higgins had nowhere to go as well, and that allowed Robinson through.
Deegan Fairclough, he never misses the opportunity, does he, just to try and take it. He'll never play it safe in a race. I'm sure he might do later on in the season if he needs to, but he's an absolute racer, a real treat to watch whatever he's in. And that's why he got this drive with ROKiT last year and has been welcomed back into the championship this year, because they saw the potential of him up into, so 5th position at the moment. This is a move from Darian Arney, having a look at the inside.
Yeah, Darian Arney had a good run there. As you can see, Pulling's coming back through. She obviously hasn't got too much trouble with her car now, or maybe she's managed to nurture it back into position. Lloyd going with a good run through the chicane there, trying to get the momentum to catch the car in front. So yeah, I don't think they quite caught the pack, because obviously the safety car was out for such a short period. They never actually caught up, so yeah, shame for them. They're running about 16 seconds behind the leader.
Lloyd still chasing Chloe Chong, but it's Berg out front now, 9/10 of a second over Mika Abrahams. Ninovic 1.8 seconds down on them, and then the scrap between Robinson, Fairclough and Higgins. It's been an entertaining race, but we're into the closing stages of it now, and of course it's fastest off the front next time out. These ones, you never know what you're going to get in a reverse grid race. Berg, for my money, has been really good off the front. 2 great starts, a good safety car restart as well.
Yeah, absolutely superb job from the Fortec driver. I saw him just before this race, and he was hoping not to make it too exciting for us and just disappear, which is exactly what he's done. I think he's going to be, I think this is the last lap.
Yeah, The clock is very, I think, have they got, yeah, checker flags ready, so we are kind of coming down towards the checker. And Alex Berg makes history with his first win in the championship and the first win of the season for Fortec. Congratulations to them. Abraham second, Ninovic third, Robinson in fourth place, just one off the podium. Fairclough in fifth from James Higgins and Reza Seaworthen, but it's all going very frantic here. The two cars virtually locked together. Ella Lloyd and Chloe Chong. It was Ella going for the position, but locks up with Chloe Chong. Chloe goes across the line in the number 11 car. Wow.
They went over the line about 86 miles an hour just because they were grinding to a halt as they were stuck on each other. As you can see, they just didn't quite leave enough room there, like we saw with Fairclough and Higgins. But now look, she's actually, her front wheels up in the air, literally stuck on Lloyd's car. That was an entertaining finish for the two girls there.
Ella wanted that place, didn't she? And Chloe wasn't going to give it particularly easily, so both of them racing hard. I tell you what, the fans in the grandstands there will have loved that. Here's another look.
Yeah, we can see she goes around the outside of Chong, outbrakes her, managed to just stop the car from locking up, gets the inside line, but unfortunately not enough room to get two cars through there unless you're going to do track limits.
Wow. Yeah, racing, that is racing right the way to the flag, which is what we love to see. But there is our winner, as I said, Fortec back on the top step of the podium. Their sixth win here at Thruxton, Alex Berg's first win, and that is just as important. Nice lad, great lad, Alex Berg. Really pleased for him, and great for F4 to have another first-time winner. So he comes into pit lane. Mika Abraham's picking up very good points with second position, and Alex Ninovic getting up onto the podium. Here's how they finished then. Round 11 of the ROKiT F4 British Championship, certified by FIA. Alex Berg, the winner from Mika Abrahams and Alex Ninovic. Leo Robinson, fourth from Deegan Fairclough and James Higgins. Reza Seaworthen in seventh. The rookie category going to a 1-2 for Fincis by Argenti. Johan Sway ahead of Rowan Campbell-Pilling. Completing our top 10 was Kai Darianani. 11th going to Max Dodds, right from the back of the grid. Great drive from him. Abby Pulling recovered well too for 12th. And Martin Molnar gets on the podium for Virtuosi. Rookie-wise, he's in 13th ahead of Nina Gateman, then Yu Haofu. Chloe Chong and Ella Lloyd close to the end, 16th and 17th. And hard lines to Zach Schooler and Jack Sherwood, who, of course, missed out in our original start of round 11. Plenty of work to be done down in the paddock between races. Meanwhile, we'll have a look at the championship standings. Deegan Fairclough, 48-point lead now over Alex Ninovic. James Higgins in third from Jack Sherwood and Abby Pulling fifth. Mika Abraham sixth from Reza Seaworthen and Johan Sway. Alex Berg in ninth place now, and 10th is Rowan Campbell-Pilling. In the rookie championship, Sway still leads with Campbell-Pilling in second, Martin Molnar third from Joel Bergstrom, absent this weekend. Hope Joel can come back soon. Nina Gateman fifth from Yu Haofu, Bart Harrison, August Raber and Zach Schooler. So that's a little summary as to who won and where they are in the championship. That is the view of Victory Lane. Grab yourself a quick cup of tea. We'll be back with a word with the winners in a couple of moments.